Johanna Hiemer there pulling out to get a bit of a view to see if she can overtake Sarah Dreyer, who's not having any of it. Celia Peria Pese in behind her. Alba Di Silvestro in the red number 1 in behind her. Julia Murada, number 7 in behind her. Marta Garcia Fares, Emily Harrop, Lisa Morischini, Alessandra Schmidt. I think that might be Ana Alonso. Don't take my word for it though. Noémie Junot, one of the youngest competitors out there on the field. And that is Katia Mascherona. Mariana Jegorchikova. Number 26 there, Emilise von Avis from the United States. There's a little posse of American athletes doing the rounds this season, which is always say it, and I always mean it, just fantastic to see so many countries from outside Europe making this amazing effort to be here and compete. It's a huge effort because they have a long way to come. They can't be bouncing in and out every week like the European athletes can. So we're always enormously grateful and excited to see them. We have Australian, Brian Leachy from Australia is here for a few months competing. Lots of American athletes. We have a Colombian athlete on the start line today. And it's just really, we're so excited to see this really huge influx of people for whom it is not the easiest and not the closest to get onto the World Cup circuit. Looks like there might be a little bit clearer skies above where we are right now, but the two Austrians have really taken off there. They have made quite a good gap now between themselves, and I suspect that was Celia Peria Pese and Alba Di Silvestro were in 3rd and 4th last time we saw them up close and personal. We will hopefully have a split time soon. Yeah, looks like it's clearing just a little bit. As Sarah Dreyer still leads from her compatriot Johanna Hiemer. Johanna Hiemer had her first podium in a World Cup last weekend in Valmartello, which was enormously exciting. Congratulations to her, going from strength to strength. And just recently had her birthday as well. So happy birthday to her. But this is Sarah Dreyer's race to defend, or title to defend if you like. In terms of World Cup ranking, Sarah Dreyer sitting 4th overall in the vertical. But as I say, there has only been one vertical. But Johanna Hiemer is actually sitting 5th in the overall World Cup rankings behind Emily Harrop, Celia Peria Pese, Alba Di Silvestro and Julia Murada. So she is having a cracking season. And there we have it. Our first look at the split timings. Sarah Dreyer ahead of Johanna Hiemer. Just under 2 seconds. Celia Peria Pese has dropped in behind Alba Di Silvestro. Julia Murada and then Emily Harrop and Marta Garcia Fares. Behind them, Lisa Morischini, Giulia Compagnone, Ana Alonso Rodriguez. And they are all coming in, but Sarah Dreyer leading the charge just under 2 seconds ahead of her compatriot, her teammate. But not today. This is a very much an individual endeavor. Hello, if you are just joining us on YouTube, our apologies that it has taken you a little while to find us, or that for us to find you more likely. We are in Austria, in Schladming, and there we have the two country representatives, the local girl, Sarah Dreyer, and Johanna Hiemer just in behind her, leading the way, leading the charge. And at the last split, we had in behind them, Alba Di Silvestro had just peeped ahead of Celia Peria-Pessé, and with Giulia Morada, Emily Harrop, Marta Garcia Fares, Lisa Moraschini, Giulia Compagnoni and Ana Alonso Rodriguez making up the top 10 at the first split timing. You can see there in behind the two Austrians that Celia Peria-Pessé has pushed ahead of Alba Di Silvestro again. So it's a bit of cat and mouse in behind the two Austrians to see who can pile in there for third place. In behind them, Giulia Murada and Emily Harrop. If I am not much mistaken, that is the voice of Heinz Verbniak, Austrian coach and father of Paul Verbniak, who we will see racing in the men's race. He is a very much a huge support and the coach for especially the Austrian women. And they really have pushed on here, absolutely charging up here. Sarah Dreyer even making a bit of a gap now between her and Johanna Hiemer. This will be a really great result for Johanna Hiemer, because not normally her speciality. Second in the relay race, the mixed relay with Paul Verbniak in Val Martello last week, as well as a third place in the individual race and fifth in the sprint. So an absolutely blinding week for her. And here now sitting in second place behind Sarah Dreyer. In terms of vertical races within the ISMF World Cup circuit, I really want to say that 10th is actually one of her highest positions. I beg your pardon, because she was 7th here last year, so that's absolute nonsense. Anyway, she is doing exceptionally well. Alba Di Silvestro has now pushed again ahead of Celia Peria-Pessé, and in split time 2, you can see there on your screen, Sarah Dreyer has now got a 3-second lead over her compatriot. So Sarah Dreyer, Johanna Hiemer, Alba Di Silvestro, Celia Peria-Pessé, Julia Murada, Emily Harrop, Julia Compagnoni, Anna Alonso Rodriguez, Lisa Morischini. That is Anna Alonso Rodriguez there. And in 10th place at the split timings, Ivona Januszek, followed by Marta Garcia Fares, who started strong but has now dropped down to 11th. Thibaut Descent of Switzerland leads the three Swiss competitors, still working together, followed by Alessandra Schmidt and Laura Bocchino. There at the bottom of your picture, just on the left there, that is Ivona Januszek of Poland. In front of her, Lisa Morischini, Anna Alonso Rodriguez, Julia Compagnoni at the top of our screens there. At the last split times, they were sitting 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. And there now, Marta Garcia Fares, Thibaut Descent, Alessandra Schmidt. And it looks like Sarah Dreyer has absolutely put her foot, she's put the she's put her foot down. Let's just say that. She's absolutely said, this is it, I'm in. And she finished this last year in 23:40. If you're wondering what that strange sound is, I was wondering whether there were ducks in the region, but I'm going to bet that that is a chainsaw without its chain. It's quite a common form of audience participation, shall we say, crowd appreciation in this part of the world. It happens in Switzerland as well. But yes, here is Sarah Dreyer, absolutely pedal to the metal. And she is away out and ahead of Johanna Hiemer, who, however, is in one of her best ever positions, probably her best ever position in a vertical race. But the battle is on now for third as Alba Di Silvestro. With her trademark style, she has a very similar position in these races to Axel Gachet-Molleret, that very bent over position that you wonder how they managed to get in enough oxygen, but they absolutely appear to do so. And she has now pushed herself into third, because that is the place to battle for now in this women's race here in Schladming in Austria. Here we are, not after that, not long and far after that. Big red archway is the finish line. You can see the spectators, the flares are off. The Austrians are loving this. They're about to have 1 and 2 here in Schladming. Sarah Dreyer, little sneaky peek behind her, but all being well, she is Oh, I beg your pardon. I've absolutely been... No, I'm not begging your pardon. I am right. Here she comes. Coming up to the finish line. It is going to be Sarah Dreyer. There behind her, you can see Johanna Hiemer. And Celia Peria-Pese has pushed her way back into third again. I don't know if Alba Di Silvestro is going to have it in her to get into that third place. But let's see the finish line. Here she comes across the line for the second year in a row in her home spot. It is Sarah Dreyer once again giving us the dream. congratulations to Sarah Dreyer of Austria in her home race, and she is so thrilled, not just for herself, but to see that in number 2 spot, it is the second Austrian woman crossing the line to join her. All hugs and emotion. It's Johanna Hiemer of Austria takes the second place. What a fantastic result. And Celia Perea-Pessé just gets in there ahead of Alba Di Silvestro, with Giulia Morada and Emily Harrop in behind them. Wowzers, what an incredible race. And she has beaten her time, Sarah Dreyer, from last year in 23:23. I think it was possibly a slightly, can't have been a slightly shorter course, but who cares? She did it. It's Austria 1 and 2 here in Schladming in Austria. Much to the delight of the Austrian crowds. Unbelievable. So exciting for these Austrian women. Really so well deserved. And as I say, a second time in a row for Sarah Dreyer, and the highest ISMF vertical ranking, I think, of her career for Johanna Hiemer. Fantastic. A big hug there from Emily Harrop, who knows exactly what it feels like to win a vertical race. And just in case you're in any doubt, it's absolute sufferfest, and I would say especially for third place there for Celia Perea-Pessé, who battled so hard. Emotional scenes here in Austria. For Sarah Dreyer, the queen of the Schladming vertical. And here comes the rest of the field, but there we have it, top 3. Now, before we lose track of what is happening, let me remind you that at 3:10, so in about 8 minutes, we will be heading over back to the start for the men's race, to do this excitement all over again.
Can you come with me to the material check?
So here we have it, provisional results, although I suspect they'll stand. Sarah Dreyer and Johanna Hiemer of Austria take 1 and 2. Celia Perea-Pessé in a massively hard fight with Alba Di Silvestro just comes across the line in front of her, and they're followed by the other Italian, Giulia Morada, one of the other Italians. Emily Harrop 6th, Giulia Campagnoni 7th, 8th Lisa Moraschini, 9th Ana Alonso Rodriguez, and 10th Thibaut Dessin of Switzerland. Did I see that there, or did I lose my mind altogether? I will come back to that in a minute, but incredible scenes here for the women's race. It is Thibaut Dessin of Switzerland. What a great result for her, coming in 10th. Just a little bit of a recap there. There they are. They set off. Sarah Dreyer pretty much said right from the start, this is my home race, and I am the one to beat. And she led the way with Johanna Himmer hot on her heels to start with. The battle for third place was massively intense in behind them, mainly between Alba Di Silvestro and Celia Perea-Pessé, who bounced backwards and forwards in and out of third place, but also with hot competition from Julia Murada and Emily Harrop, who came in 5th and 6th respectively at the end. There you can see those four who really were putting in, powering on to get third, but a huge battle there for third, as you can see, backwards and forwards, in and out of third place for the Italian and the French athlete. And eventually Sarah Dreyer put a big gap between her and Johanna Himmer and managed to win with a distance of over 23 seconds ahead of her compatriot, and taking her rightful place, as she will see it, and as her Austrian fans and coaches and teammates will see it, at the top of this Schladming vertical. Huge congratulations to her and Johanna, and to Celia in third place. Well done. What a great race. So fast, so slick, and you can see a tiny bit of sunshine there trying to make its way through the clouds here in Austria, where it has been raining. We are just under 5 minutes away from the start of the men's race. In terms of rankings, well, again, there's only been one race, a vertical race this year, and that was in Andorra back in January. And the winner there was Rémi Bonnet, and he will take the #1 bib today. Same course. This is one of these rare sports and disciplines where the men and the women can and do often race exactly the same course, exactly the same distances and height. And if you weren't here before and you've still not seen a vertical, well, you literally start at the beginning, no backpack, as light as possible, and you point your skis up the hill with your skins on and you go for it. You absolutely. It is the sufferfest to end all sufferfests. We have 600 meters of vertical here today over about a 3-kilometer course. And then it is the first past the post who takes the win. Rémi Bonnet, unbeaten, and takes the #1 bib ahead of Werner Marti, Thibaut Anselme of France, Federico Nicolini of Italy, Christoph Hohenwarter of Austria, that'll be a popular one, Thomas Bussard of Switzerland, Cameron Smith unfortunately not here, Maximilien Drian du Chapois, Aurélien Gay, and Robin Bussard. I am correcting the graphics on screen. And I will tell you that the actual top 10 is Rémi Bonnet, Werner Marti, both of Switzerland, Thibaut Anselme, there we are, Federico Nicolini, Christoph Hohenwarter, Thomas Bussard, Maximilien Drin du Chapois, Aurélien Gay, Robin Bussard, and Gédéon Pochat-Cotiou of France. Those are the top 10, and Cameron Smith was 7th in Andorra, but very unfortunately the following day fell and damaged his shoulder, so he has gone back to the United States to recuperate. A very sad beginning and end to his season just after he had come back from injury last season. We at the ISMF and all of his fellow competitors, I imagine, will wish him a very speedy recovery, because he is a great character and we miss him. But back to what's actually happening here on the start line. Here is Thomas Bussard, one of the Bussard twins of Switzerland, Federico Nicolini of Italy. Werner Marti, former European champion in the vertical, current world champion, if I'm not much mistaken, from Boitaou last year. Rémi Bonnet, practically, I mean, just unbeaten. Lost his streak in the individual last week in Val Martello to Xavier Gachet, but still unbeaten for a long, long time in the vertical races. Thibaut Selmet of France, current leader in the overall rankings, and it will take some beating to take him off the top spot at this stage in the season. Christoph Hochenwarter now. I was looking earlier when we were testing, and there's a great big Christoph Hochenwarter sign on the hill. So he's popular today. Max Drian du Chapois having another great, coming towards the end of the season, doing super, super well. Christoph Hochenwarter is from Carinthia in Austria.
20 seconds to start. Silence, please.
And they are off. And here we have the men's vertical race in Schladming. It's the Vertmotiv ISMF World Cup. It's the penultimate meeting of these phenomenal athletes within the World Cup circuit this year. There are 62 senior men on the course today. And unbelievably, half of the field, almost half the field have not raced a vertical this season. So in fact there's only been one, but half of them haven't been in a vertical this season. Many of them coming from, as I said earlier, countries that are a little bit further away, and maybe just taking in some of the races towards the end of the season. But this is Rémi Bonnet's race to lose. If that's not a commentator's curse, if ever I heard one. He won this last year in 19 minutes and 17 seconds. Now, bearing in mind that Sarah Dreyer just beat her time from last year, we are in for a fast, fast race today. And there, as we would have expected, is Rémi Bonnet. And behind him, I think that is Aurélien Gay from the Val de Bagne in Switzerland. Fourth place is Max Drian, fifth is Federico Nicolini, then the two Bussard twins. And I suspect that was Werner Marti in third there. But let's have a quick look when we get a bit closer. No, it wasn't the Bussard twins, because the other Bussard is not racing. I suspect that was they are racing. I'm all over the place. My humble apologies, but here is what we expected to see, which is Rémi Bonnet at the head of this race here in Schladming. And it looks to me to be Switzerland 1, 2, 3. Max Drian is tucked in behind that third red uniform with Federico Nicolini next to him. The other Red Bull helmet you can see there just behind them, that is Paul Verbniak of Austria. And that is indeed, that is Aurélien Gay there in second place, definitely. Christophe Hockenwarter there, just going off the screen, followed by Paul Verbniak, the two Bussard twins. Nicolo Canclini. Well, this is something we do not, we're not disappointed by this is what we normally see. Rémi Bonnet absolutely piling out there ahead of everybody else. Now that is Werner Marti, just ahead of Max Drion, Federico Niccolini, Christophe Hockenwarter, Paul Verbniak. The Bussard twins split there by Nicolo Canclini. That is Michele Boscacci, Thibaut Anselme. And here is the rest of the field. Rémi Bonnet, of course, is the European champion in vertical. He is also the world champion. So Werner Marti was both and is now neither. He has handed that mantle to, well, I don't imagine he handled it. It was wrenched from him. They were wrenched from him by Rémi Bonnet. And Rémi Bonnet won the overall ranking for the vertical race last year. He is practically, pretty much, and almost certainly unbeatable. As you can see, the field is really, really strung out now. Paul Verbniak right in the front of our screens there. Earlier when we were watching the women, I could have told you that Johanna Hiemer grew up a few meters from this very ski slope, and her father organized one of the first SkiMo races here in Schladming. Paul Verbniak, who we just saw there, is from Carinthia in southern Austria, as is Christophe Hockenwarter. So I'm just being informed that Sarah Dreyer and Alba Di Silvestro are now joint leaders of the vertical race speciality, which means they're tied in points because they've won one each this season. However, the tie has been broken with points time, and Sarah takes the lead with a 1 second lead. So currently sitting right at the top of the vertical race category, or speciality cup if you like. The last race, the next and last race, will be in Cortina at the finals. As Rémi Bonnet, in his usual spot, all on his own out there at the head of this vertical race. Just over 9 minutes in. Last year, as I say, he finished in 19 minutes and 17 seconds. Coming out of the clouds now, and we should be, hopefully sometime soon, we will be seeing a split timing. So the women's get their first split timing at about 12.5 minutes, so it should be any time now. That in the yellow helmet is Michele Boscacci of Italy, who has had 2 cracking mixed relay race wins with his wife Alba Di Silvestro this season. Now, who's this? This is Federico Nicolini, followed by Werner Marti and Aurélien Gay, Maximilien Drian, Christoph Hochenwarter. This is the battle for second place. It has shifted around a little bit. There, coming up over the hill, is Thibaut Selmet in the yellow helmet. The Bussard twins there in the blue helmets. Paul Verbniak in the Red Bull helmet. That is Michele Boscacci. Nils Oberauer of Austria. Gideon Pochat-Cotiu of France. But this is the following group. Federico Nicolini in the lead of that second group. Werner Marti just taking a small slip there. He had Aurélien Gay of Switzerland in behind him. Max Drian of Belgium. It's very slippy, that little bit there. You can see at the top of your screen, everybody slipping here. These are the best ski mountaineers in the world, and they're all having a Max Drian going for a bit of an alternative route there. Losing a bit of time and having to jog to catch up, as Aurélien Gay sees a bit of a potential opportunity to come back on Werner Marti. Aurélien Gay was 9th in the vertical in Andorra, and he will be hoping to do really well. If he stays in this kind of position, or even better, he has moved himself into 3rd now. This will be, I would say, an excellent result for the young man from the Val de Bagne in Switzerland. Federico Nicolini takes a quick glance under his arm there, just to see what damage is being done behind him. And Max Drian has dropped back to sit just in front of Thibaut Selmet. Federico Nicolini makes a bit of a break from the following group to give himself better chance of second place, because there's only one man going to be in first place right now. And there he is, Rémi Bonnet of Switzerland. As he powers up here with almost superhuman strength. Because do not think for 1 minute that the men behind him are not phenomenal athletes. As we go into split time 2, we will see what the damage is. Still counting. And there is Christoph Hochenwarter. He has gone into second place. I beg your pardon, he's gone into third place ahead of Aurélien Gay. Looks like Werner Marti also coming past now into third. But look at that, almost a minute, over 55 seconds between Rémi Bonnet and Federico Nicolini in second place. Another 4 seconds back. Christoph Hochenwarter of Austria, that will make the Austrians very happy. Werner Marti, Aurélien Gay of Switzerland, with Thibaut Anselmet of France, Maximilien Drian du Chapois of Belgium, Daniel Ganal of Austria, another great Austrian favourite. Robin Bussard ahead of his brother Thomas Bussard, but with Alex Oberbacher of Italy in between them. Niels Oberauer and Paul Verbniak, both of Austria, Michele Boscacci. These are the ones we can actually see going past us now. Gedeon Pocha-Kotiu, Jakub Sjarnik of Slovakia, Luka Kovacic of Slovenia, Johannes Lofer of Austria, Antonio Alcalde, Matteo Sustizzo, and you can see that it is really all stringing out here, but almost a minute. It will be almost certainly a minute by the time Rémi Bonnet gets to the top here, because he is not slowing down anytime soon. There he is. Another masterclass in vertical racing from Rémi Bonnet of Switzerland. And there he has almost the end in sight. He has the red arch. And just around the corner from that, he will see the finish line. As Federico Nicolini is still holding off. Werner Marti has pushed his way back into third. Christoph Hochenwarter. And that looks like Thibaut Anselmet has come through the field. Aurélien Gay moving back. Daniel Ganal in behind him. But here he comes, waving his sticks already. There, as you can see on the right-hand side, Christoph Hochenwarter has his own poster, so that he will get a big roar when he comes through. But in the meantime, the flares are off, the bells are ringing, the chainsaws are buzzing, as Rémi Bonnet comes up to take another vertical win, yet another vertical win. And here it is, what we were all expecting, and a faster time than last year. Rémi Bonnet of Switzerland takes his another win in the vertical to confirm his position at the top of the vertical tree, not just this season, not just the season before, and not just the season before that, but he is the king of the vertical, unbeaten. But who is going to take that second spot? There was about just under a minute between him and Max Drion here last year, but it is not going to be the Belgian who takes second place. It is Federico Nicolini with Thibaut Anselmet, who has absolutely powered up through the pack. Look at that, and he's coming through. Thibaut Anselmet is, oh, look at that. How did he have all that strength left? He is going to come over that line full gas, and Federico Nicolini thought he had it in the bag, but Thibaut Anselmet comes up from back in the top 10 to take second. A bit of a disappointing slap of the ski there from Federico Nicolini, but Thibaut Anselmet, what a cracking win. Christoph Hochenwarter makes it onto the 5th step of the podium. Werner Martin followed by Aurélien Gay coming in 6th. A great result for the young man from Switzerland. And then Daniel Ganal of Austria in 7th place. But I mean, apart from the incredible nature of Rémi Bonnet's win, what a finish from Thibaut Anselmet, as Max Drion comes across in 8th, Alex Oberbacher, Robin Bussard, Thomas Bussard, Nils Oberauer of Austria, Michele Boscacci of Italy, Gédéon Pochakotiu of France, Robert Antonioli of Italy, Paul Verbniak of Austria, Luka Kovacic, I beg your pardon, Jakub Sjarnik. A tired wave there from Niels Oberauer. But what can we say? Second place for Thibaut Anselmet, an absolute cracker. That was a comeback. Let me just remind you that at the first split time, Thibaut Anselmet, I'm looking. He was so far back I can't even find him. And then at the second split time, he had pushed up to 6th, and then he fired in to 2nd place. There's a bit of an up close and personal there with the legend Robert Antonioli. But the Austrians will be delighted there with a 3rd and a 7th place. Certainly, so 2 within the top 10. I beg your pardon, a 5th, talking absolute nonsense, a 4th and a 7th place for Christoph Hochenwarter and Daniel Ganal, respectively. But I can tell you 57 seconds, over 57 seconds between Rémi Bonnet and Thibaut Anselmet in 2nd place. Now, I talk about this generally. There we have it, top 3. Rémi Bonnet, Thibaut Anselmet, and probably a fairly disappointed Federico Nicolini of Italy, who thought he had 2nd in the bag there. Because as I say, often in the sprint race, you cannot underestimate how much Thibaut Anselmet comes through the field. But that was pretty spectacular. 8th to 6th to 2nd as he came up through that pack. Very, very impressive. The 2 Swiss athletes, Werner Marti and Aurélien Gay, finished in 5th and 6th, respectively. They put up, they were very much in the running for 3rd place. second and third place for much of that race, but unfortunately they just got overtaken at the end there by some athletes having a better day. Well, despite the rain, it has been a fab day here, a great day out in Schladming. And we are always delighted to be here. Really, really great atmosphere, such incredibly enthusiastic crowds, and obviously some brilliant racing from these fantastic SkiMo athletes. The women's race won by the ever popular Sarah Dreyer, the local girl Johanna Himmer, and third place was Celia Perea-Pessé. The two Italians, Abra Di Silvestro and Giulia Morada, were fourth and fifth. And in the men's race, we've just seen finishing there, maintaining his spectacular record, Rémi Bonnet, followed by probably one of the best comebacks through the pack I've seen in a long time, Thibaut Anselmet and Federico Nicolini. In fourth and fifth, Christoph Hochenwarter of Austria and Werner Marti of Switzerland. And we will be waiting now for the two flower ceremonies. It won't be long before we see the Austrian crowds go wild for the women. I'm probably pretty pleased for their neighbouring Swiss victor in the men's category. And still some of the men out on the course there. Bradley Farker of Canada bringing it home. And there we have it. Rémi Bonnet takes the win again from Thibaut Anselmet, Federico Nicolini, Christoph Hochenwarter in fourth, Werner Marti, Aurélien Gay for Switzerland, Daniel Ganal, Maximilien Drian du Chapois, Alex Oberbacher and Robin Bussard. That is top 10 for the moment. We don't tend to see many changes in the rankings due to penalties in a vertical, but that is what we have at the moment. Two more Austrians in the top, in fact, three more Austrians in the top 20 there. Niels Oberauer, Paul Verbniak and Johannes Lofeyer. Federico Niclinit in third, Thibaut Selmé in second.
Winner, champion, Schladming, Nachtschneid 2024, für die Schweiz, for Switzerland, the one and only Remy Bonnet.
Remy Bonnet takes his 12th vertical win, consecutive vertical win, not since January 2021 in Verbier in Switzerland have there been any other vertical winners in the men's category. And thank you to my lovely source and backup there for filling me in on that piece of information as we go. And but 12 wins in a row. No other man has won the vertical race apart from, I think, Werner Marti won in both in Boithol in the European Championships. Remy Bonnet wasn't actually there. He had COVID, so he couldn't compete. But apart from that, when he has been competing, he has not lost since 2021. Hoping we might see the women. Normally we see the women first, but I suspect, because of the great excitement of having two Austrians on the podium, that they might leave that for second, but it could be that we just didn't see it.
What is going on with you? The next demonstration of ski mountaineering here in Schladming. How was your race?
Yeah, for me it's my favorite discipline in ski mountaineering, so I could do what I know the best. So I pushed from the gun to till the end, and the legs were really good today, so it was a perfect day.
In French?
Yeah, oui, aujourd'hui c'était vraiment ma course préférée de SkiMo, du coup j'ai pu pousser comme je voulais, et puis content avec le temps, je pense qu'on améliore le chrono de l'année dernière, du coup c'est que du bonus.
Okay. One more question for Remy, one question for the community. How many hours you train in the summertime?
Okay.
No, last year.
Okay. Thibaut, big hand to you. What a fight, especially in the end. This was such a good final from you.
Yeah, for sure, a very good final for me. It was a really hard race, like always in vertical. But I'm really happy about this second place, and we will see tomorrow on the sprint.
In Italian, in French.
Oui, super course aujourd'hui. J'ai réussi à faire un très bon finish pour arriver deuxième. Voilà, bon, bah, bravo à Rémi hein, qui gagne encore, mais voilà, ça se rapproche petit à petit. Merci à tous ceux qui me soutiennent et on se voit demain sur le sprint.
Thank you. See you down. Federico. Italiano. Okay, only Italiano. You understand when okay.
Bah, sono davvero contento di questo podio, sono davvero partito all'attacco oggi per provare a fare il podio appunto, e sapevo che la prima posizione era impossibile perché con un Remy così è davvero imbattibile, però ci ho provato fino a 100 metri dall'arrivo al secondo, poi Thibaut ha fatto un super sprint finale e ho finito terzo, però sono davvero soddisfatto della mia prova e questa è la strada giusta che cercavo.
Grazie. Perfetto. Ok.
Grazie.
Here we are. This is what we are looking for. The women's podium flower ceremony. I think we might have missed that earlier. But Sarah Dreyer ahead of, there she is, we're going to hear from her now.
Unbelievable strong performance once again here at your home World Cup race. Back-to-back win. How is this possible, Sarah?
Yeah, thank you. I'm speechless. It's a beautiful day. Thank you to everyone who supports us, who cheer for us. I'm also very, very happy for Johanna. It's a really, really big day for Austria.
How tough was this battle against your team rival?
It was beautiful. It was a hard race, but we push each other very hard, and so it's beautiful.
Kurz noch in Deutsch, unglaublicher Erfolg, zum zweiten Mal das Heimrennen gewonnen. Fällt es dir hier besonders leicht?
Ja, es ist wunderschön. Vielen Dank an jeden, der uns so angefeuert hat. Danke an die ganzen freiwilligen Helfer, an alle, die das möglich gemacht haben. Denn ohne euch alle wäre dieses Rennen gar nicht so schön, wie es tatsächlich für uns ist. Es war halt einfach super Tag. Ich habe mit der Johanna wirklich von Anfang an Vollgas pushen können. Es ist extrem cool, wenn man mit der Teampartnerin und mit einer Freundin diesen Sieg bzw. den zweiten Platz feiern kann. Und es ist ein wunderschöner Tag, der, glaube ich, für uns alle ewig in Erinnerung bleiben wird.
Thank you. Danke. Johanna, wow, again on the podium, but the best result ever in your career. How does this feel, and this at your home race?
Thank you very much. I'm so happy and very proud. I had a good feeling when I did the warm-up, and yeah, I said to Sarah and all the others, maybe we can go together on the podium. So I dreamed of it, and yeah, now the dream come true. So yeah, I'm speechless.
Johanna, es ist unglaublich, was da momentan bei dir abgeht. In den letzten 7 Tagen zum 3. Mal am Podium, heute hier in deiner Heimat, in deinem Ort in Schladming, das beste Resultat. Was geht dir da momentan durch den Kopf?
Ja, es ist einfach wunderschön, und es ist wirklich halt noch einmal viel schöner, weil wir zu zweit einen Doppelsieg feiern können, weil wir ja wirklich mehr als nur Teamkolleginnen sind, wir sind Freundinnen. Und von dem her, ich habe unten eben, beim Start zur Sarah gesagt, wie schön das halt war, wenn wir beide aufs Podium gehen konnten. Also ich habe schon gewusst, dass die Sarah gut drauf ist, und ich habe eigentlich gewusst, dass sie das halt durchzieht mit dem Sieg. Und dann habe ich innerlich mit Platz 2 oder 3 spekuliert, und es ist mir aufgegangen, deshalb ist es so schön einfach nur.
Gratulation.
Danke.
Silja. What a strong season from you. The whole season is like a dream. Today again on the podium. How happy, how satisfied are you?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm very happy to take podium in vertical this season. It's my goal for this race. So yes, I am happy to take third place like Clément Noël in slalom here.
Now in French?
Oui, je suis très satisfaite de cette course. Mon objectif de fin de saison, je m'étais dit de faire un podium en vertical aussi, celui que j'avais pas encore coché de la saison. Donc voilà, j'ai réussi et je termine à la 3e place comme Clément Noël en slalom cette année. Les Français sont 3e à Schladming cette saison.
Thank you. See you. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, and thank you to you for joining us today for the vertical race here in Schladming on a wet, wild day. But what a great day for Austria and for Switzerland as Sarah Dreyer and Rémi Bonnet respectively take the women's and men's races. We'll be back tomorrow with the sprint race at 5:45 in the evening. We are so looking forward to sharing that with you, and all the very best. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.